Second phase where you get on land is just like an extended Simon Says game. If you're an herbivore, you just kind of mimic the other guys, and when you do that long enough, finally the game just goes, okay, you evolve into a tribe. And if you're a peace-loving tribe, basically you get killed a lot. If you're a warlike tribe, you kill a lot of people a lot. There's no penalty for dying. I died a lot, and it never seemed like there was anything wrong with that. I would just rehatch and be like, try again, no problem. It just didn't feel like there was anything at stake. It didn't feel like any of my evolutionary choices made any difference. Like, it didn't matter if I made the 30-foot colossus with 8 mouths, or if I made some kind of like crawling grubworm with a really long neck or something. It just really came down to the bare choices of what parts I chose, and it would give me a certain rank in abilities. Stacking and body parts didn't do anything for me. So, and you could just radically change your entire evolution between one generation with no real penalty or impact on the game. Like, if you weren't happy with what you did before, all of a sudden I'm some kind of 4-legged winged beast. And you just change. Like, one generation, bam, evolution. It doesn't make any difference. I was just not that impressed. Like, I haven't gotten to the spacefaring stage, which is where I understand the game really takes off. But it didn't grip me long enough to get there, and I kind of have other things to do rather than, like, dick around grabbing fruit. Burn After Reading, a very good movie. I think everyone's kind of saying the same thing about this, and they're not wrong. I mean, it's not the Coens' best, but it's still really, really good. I mean, I'd take a bad Coens movie over most anything that comes out in theaters right now anyway. I was very impressed with that movie. It was great. I thought the ending was classic. A lot of people were dissatisfied by the ending in the theater. There were some people in the theater who were just like, that's it? And I was like, yeah, that was it. That was a pretty good ending. I didn't think Malkovich was right for that role, and I kind of stand alone on that one. A lot of people like Malkovich. I did not. I thought somebody else might have been kind of better in portraying the drunk, overly stressed out and frazzled CIA analyst. Like, what's his name? George Costanza. I thought he would have been pretty good in that role. But anyway, other stuff. Not many people know. I keep losing my microphone. Not many people know this, but Uwe Boll, the guy who did Blood Rain and Alone in the Dark, he's been still making movies, and he's done a few other movies that kind of went gratefully past the wayside. These were Uwe Boll movies not good enough to reach theaters. I'm talking about like Postal. Like, you can find Postal if you go looking for it, although I wouldn't recommend it. Postal is perhaps his worst movie, and I know it's kind of hard to quantify an Uwe Boll movie as being the worst he's ever done, but I'll explain. When Uwe Boll tries to do a horror movie or an action movie like Blood Rain or House of the Dead, he does it so badly that it's funny. And he doesn't mean to be funny, but that's kind of the point. He's so bad that it's hilarious. And he is so disillusioned, so insane, that he thinks he's doing an excellent job. He's just misunderstood. That's the genius of Uwe Boll, is he's just so deluded. But when he tries to do a comedy, like Postal, which is an intentional comedy, and he is as incompetent as he always is, when you fail at something funny, it's not funny. So that's why I tend not to do reviews of movies that are comedies. Like, I just don't, like, for some reason, a lot of people want me to do Disaster Movie or Meet the Spartans or something like that, to do a review of that. What they don't understand is when a joke falls flat and a joke isn't funny, all you have there is uncomfortable silence. So I can't say something like, well, that joke sucked. That was not funny. I can't make you laugh out of a joke that doesn't make you laugh. Maybe I can. I guess Family Guy's entire premise is based on taking jokes that aren't funny and then just sitting there and agonizing over them in that really awkward silence for like hours until you finally just laugh out of nervousness. But really, that's why I couldn't do that. So Postal is terrible because it's just not funny. There's never a moment where you feel like he's being hilariously provocative, like, say, South Park, or he has any kind of good play on words or visual gags or any kind of cinematic styling with the camera. It just doesn't work. Even as a Postal movie clone, there's nothing there. I mean, it's like, what are the jokes he comes up with? Fat people are funny. People humping fat people are funny. Children getting shot in the face is funny. The one time I laughed, was when Uwe Boll, he appears as himself in the movie running a German amusement park, and he pays celebrities to appear by paying them with Nazi gold. And so Vern Troyer, the best celebrity they could get for this movie, because, believe it or not, Gary Coleman decided he was too good for this film, and that should tell you something. He pays Vern Troyer in golden Jew teeth. That was the one time I laughed, and it was weak. It's just really uncomfortable, and in case you're still torn about seeing this movie, like maybe you're thinking, I love Postal, I would love to see a movie about this. It's gotta be offensive as shit. I gotta see this. Trust me, it's not provocative. It's not disturbing. Except, and this may sell you on this, but I hope it will scare you away. 4 words. Dave Foley, full frontal. Yeah. Okay. The second movie, which doesn't even really, I don't think it has his name on it. He has a movie out there called Seed. S-E-E-D. It is not a video game adaptation, but it does come packaged with a video game. That video game is Advent Rising. Why? I don't know! It just has the PC version of Advent Rising with it. The movie has nothing to do with Advent Rising. Although the game is a lot better than the movie, I guess you get your money's worth out of that, so in case you never played Advent Rising, here's your chance. The game isn't that great, but I would play that over Seed. Believe me, it's much better. Anyway, Seed is about a serial killer named, I think his name is like Michael Seed, or something like that, who has killed 666 people. Okay. And the police catch him and they execute him, only their electric chair is faulty, so it doesn't kill them. It doesn't kill Seed. So they electrocute him 3 times, fail all 3 times, and so they choose to cover it up and bury him alive, hoping that will kill him. It doesn't. And so the rest of the movie is watching Seed crawl out of the ground and brutally murder all the people who done him wrong. It's hideous. And I'll tell you why. The worst part is the very beginning. And the movie opens up with, I think it's 3 minutes of stock footage from PETA of animals getting brutalized. For no reason. It's just like the credits play over this footage of dogs being skinned alive, having their necks stomped on, their heads crushed with a pipe. It's all real, and it's not horrific. It's just disgusting, and it kind of sums up Uwe Boll's career in like one 3-minute reel. Is he thinks that's titillating cinema? Is just watching stock footage of PETA animal cruelty? We kind of watch movies to get away from that stuff. It's the kind of stuff that will have you literally walking out of a theater. Like I almost never walk out of a theater. I've done it one time. But had I walked in and seen that, I would have left. I basically walked out of the room when I was watching this on DVD, so it's basically disgusting. Anyway, that's Seed. Would not recommend it. There is one kind of effective kill in Seed where he kicks a prison guard's head through some cell doors, but that's like the one thing. There's another scene for like 5 minutes. He stretches this out for 5 minutes where Seed beats the shit out of a lady with a claw hammer. And trust me, she's dead after like 30 seconds, but he stretches it out. Not a good scene, just because it's like, I get it, hammered. Whatever. Anyway,